Navigating through the sea of life, the ancient wisdom of Stoicism enlightens us, teaching the art of self-control, building an inner fortress, and navigating through the waves of turbulent emotions. This profound knowledge, especially valuable in our relationships, guides us not to promise the impossible, not to be dominated by desires, to remain true to our path, and to embrace the impermanence of everything around us. This path is not simple, but it promises a life of inner peace, strength, and richer, more meaningful relationships. How about embarking on this journey with us? Hit the like button, subscribe, and let's explore this transformative wisdom together. Share this video and help spread the light of these timeless teachings. Let's go. 1. Do not promise what is beyond your control. Inspired by the wise words of Epictetus, a philosopher whose insight teaches us about the unpredictable nature of life. There are things that are under our control and others that are not, he tells us, touching on the core of a universal truth that resonates through the centuries. Imagine yourself on the edge of a vast and unpredictable ocean. Just as we cannot command the waves or the wind, there are aspects of existence that elude our domain. To promise eternal happiness or a life without flaws is like trying to hold seawater in your hands, a task doomed to failure, as such forces transcend our reach. However, not everything is out of our control. While the tides of life rise and fall, what we can offer are our actions, our dedication, and our presence. To promise effort is like building a sturdy lighthouse on the shore, guiding us through the storms with its constant light. To promise presence is to be the anchor that keeps others safe and firm, even when the waves threaten to topple. And to promise understanding is like offering a safe harbor, where weary hearts can find rest. Instead of seeking unattainable perfection, how about we commit to authenticity? Let's value the journey, with all its imperfections and surprises, as the truest path to growth and personal fulfillment. By doing so, we not only embrace the reality of our existence, but also create a space for deeper and more meaningful connections with those around us. 2. Do not let desire control you. Let's delve into the universe of Marcus Aurelius, a leader whose wisdom transcended his time and reign, offering us timeless life lessons. He teaches us the art of self-control and the power of the mind over matter, with advice that resonates with clarity and depth. You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. We live in a world where desires often surround us like a storm, seeking to dominate us with their overwhelming force. Whether it's the longing for material goods, the allure of fleeting pleasures, or the incessant quest for approval, it's easy to get lost in this current that promises happiness, but often leaves us adrift further from our essence. The discipline of Marcus Aurelius is not a restriction, but a liberation. He invites us to look beyond the turbulent waves of transient desires and find an oasis of inner peace. When we understand that true mastery lies in the serenity of our mind, we uncover immense power. It's not about suppressing desire, but about not allowing it to define or control us. Imagine yourself as a master of yourself, navigating the vast sea of life with an internal compass that always points to what is authentic and true. This connection that transcends fleeting passion is like a lighthouse, illuminating our path with a glow that comes from within, guiding us to deeper and more meaningful relationships, where true connection blooms not from necessity, but from conscious choice. Instead of being slaves to our desires, may we become healers of our souls, cultivating a life that reflects our deepest values. Let discipline be the fertile soil in which we plant the seeds of a future where contentment and peace are not mere visitors, but permanent residents of our being. Therefore, As we navigate the sometimes turbulent waters of existence, let us remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. May strength not come from the outside, but from the silence and fortress of our mind. And by embracing this discipline with an open heart, may we discover not just strength, but also true freedom and the beauty of a life lived with purpose and meaning. 3. Do not abandon your path for someone else. We now cross paths with the immortal words of Seneca, a beacon of clarity amid the turbulence of human existence. He offers us precious advice, a compass to guide us in times of indecision. We should not change our course because of any wind that blows. This maxim resonates with a deep truth about the importance of staying true to oneself and one's convictions, even when the storms of life try to sway us off course. Imagine yourself as the captain of your own ship, navigating through the vast sea of life. Each of us has a unique destination to explore, dreams to fulfill, and virtues to cultivate. However, on our journey, we encounter headwinds, social pressures, the expectations of others, and the demands and desires of others which, although well-intentioned, can lead us away from our true north. Seneca's wisdom does not advise us to ignore others, but to maintain the integrity of our course, even when confronted with storms of differing opinions and external influences. Pursuing the desires of others at the expense of our own dreams and principles is a dangerous detour that can lead us into waters where we feel lost, far from the shore of our true selves. Staying true to your journey and convictions is an act of courage. In a world that constantly tempts us to conform, choosing one's own path is a challenge that requires strength and determination. But it is here that the beauty of authenticity lies. By honoring our values and following our heart, we build a life not just of achievements, but of meaning. May we then, inspired by Seneca, keep the helm of our life steady, not yielding to the pressures that seek to divert us. May our decisions reflect our true aspirations, and may our journey be marked by authenticity. And in doing so, we will discover that fidelity to ourselves is not only the wisest path, but also the most rewarding. Thus, amid the waves and winds of life, may our internal compass always remain pointed towards what truly matters. And as we look back, may we see a wake that reflects not just where we have been, but who we chose to be, true to ourselves and the convictions that define us. 4. Do not forget the impermanence of things. Seneca, with his timeless wisdom, guides us once again by reminding us of the transience of everything around us. All that we see is temporary, he tells us, a simple yet profoundly impactful truth. This reflection invites us to contemplate impermanence as an intrinsic characteristic of existence, a reminder not to anchor our happiness or self-worth in volatile and fleeting elements. Consider for a moment the nature around you, the way seasons gracefully succeed one another, each bringing its own beauty and challenges. Just as trees bloom in spring only to lose their leaves in autumn, everything in life is in constant flux. Relationships, circumstances, and even ourselves are in a continuous dance of transformation. This understanding may, at first glance, seem desolate, but within it lies deep freedom and peace. By recognizing the transience of everything, we are invited to live in the present moment more fully, to appreciate the beauty in the connections we make, and to find joy in experiences, knowing they are unique and will not last forever. Seneca encourages us to build our serenity not on the shifting sands of volatile relationships or ephemeral achievements, but on the constant change of life. This does not mean giving up on seeking meaningful connections or striving to achieve our goals, but rather understanding that true peace comes from within, from our ability to accept and flow with the tides of existence. Finding serenity in impermanence is embracing each moment, savoring the fleeting beauty without clinging excessively. It is cultivating a resilience that allows us to face losses and changes with grace, knowing that just as night gives way to day, new beginnings always emerge on the horizon. Don't forget to leave a comment, so we know you're one of the few who made it this far. If you have nothing to comment, just say, "Stoic mind, let's continue." 5. Don't dwell on the past. Don't let yourself be drawn back into the past. This advice is a beacon of hope and liberation, reminding us of the importance of releasing the chains that bind us to the shadows of past mistakes and sorrows. Think of the past as a book whose pages have already been read. Each chapter contains valuable lessons, moments of joy, and periods of challenge. While it's human to look back and reflect on what has been lived, it becomes counterproductive when reading those old chapters prevents us from writing new stories. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to look at our past experiences not as chains that bind us, but as steps that elevate us. Every mistake, every hurt is an opportunity for learning, an invitation to grow and evolve. Instead of allowing these memories to dictate our present or our future, we can choose to learn from them and move forward, taking only the wisdom gained. Freeing ourselves from the past is an act of courage. It requires us to face our fears, our failures, and our pains, acknowledging them as integral parts of our journey, but not as definers of our essence or destiny. It is a healing process that allows us to embrace the present with all its potential for happiness and growth. How can we do this? We start by practicing forgiveness, both towards others and ourselves. This doesn't mean forgetting what happened or excusing harmful behaviors, but rather releasing the emotional weight we carry, allowing ourselves to move freely into the future. Additionally, cultivating gratitude for the experiences that have shaped who we are today can transform our perspective on the past. Every challenge overcome, every lesson learned is a reason for gratitude, as they have contributed to our strength and resilience. 6. Don't worry excessively about the future. Anxiety about tomorrow often puts us in a constant battle against invisible enemies, as if we were trying to control whimsical winds. This incessant battle is not only fruitless, but also depletes our energy and disturbs the serenity of our mind. Living in the present while planning for the future is a delicate art that requires attention and practice. It's understanding that while it's prudent to prepare for what's to come, we shouldn't let the fear of the unknown dominate us. Imagine yourself as a gardener who plants seeds today, caring for them with love and attention, but without the anxiety of seeing the fruits immediately. He knows that each seed has its own time to sprout and grow, just like our plans and dreams for the future. Allowing unfounded worries to disturb our peace is like living under dark clouds of a storm that may never arrive. Yes, clouds may form and rain may fall, but many of the storms we imagine never materialize. Instead, may we learn to appreciate the sunshine while it shines and find beauty even in the raindrops, knowing that both are part of the cycle of life. Practicing mindfulness is a powerful way to anchor ourselves in the now. It invites us to observe moments as they are, without judgment or expectation. When we are truly present, each breath becomes an opportunity to start anew. Each moment a chance to appreciate the wonder of existence. Planning for the future then becomes an act not of worry, but of hope and conscious intention. Setting goals and making plans is a way to reach out to the future with optimism, preparing the ground for our dreams to flourish while remaining firmly rooted in the fertile soil of the present. So, as we contemplate the horizon of our lives, may we do so with a light heart and a tranquil spirit. May concerns about what's to come dissolve in the certainty that we are doing the best we can in the present moment. And in doing so, may we discover that true peace resides not in the absence of storms, but in our ability to dance in the rain, confident that after every storm, the sun shines again. 7. Don't let anger consume you. Epictetus, with his wisdom that transcends eras, offers us a mirror to reflect on the volatile nature of our emotions, especially anger. Anger is an indication of weakness, he reminds us, a provocation that invites us to look inward and question the origin of our rage. This insight is a compass to navigate the choppy seas of our emotional reactions, pointing towards a path of greater understanding and inner peace. Anger, although a natural human emotion, often leads us into a spiral of negativity, where hasty words and actions can cause irreparable damage. Like a spark that can ignite a raging fire, it has the potential to destroy bridges rather than build them. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to forget that responding with anger doesn't resolve disputes. Instead, it only adds fuel to the fire of conflict. But how can we then face this internal storm without being consumed by it? The key, according to Epictetus, lies in seeking to understand, not to dominate. This means taking a pause, taking a deep breath, and trying to see beyond the surface of our irritation. Often anger is just the tip of the iceberg, hiding deeper feelings of fear, frustration, or pain. By acknowledging and addressing these underlying emotions, we can begin to heal the true wounds rather than just fighting their symptoms. Practicing empathy is another powerful step towards overcoming anger. Trying to see the situation through the eyes of others can transform our perception and soften our response. This doesn't mean justifying harmful behaviors or accepting injustices. It simply means understanding that, just like us, others are also grappling with their own internal battles. Furthermore, cultivating patience and self-control strengthens us to face future challenges with more calmness and resilience. These virtues are not signs of weakness, but of immense strength, as they require us to resist the immediate impulse to react and instead choose to respond in a more thoughtful and constructive manner. So, guided by the wisdom of Epictetus, may we learn to see anger not as an enemy to be fought, but as a teacher that instructs us about ourselves. May understanding be our weapon and patience our shield. And in doing so, may we discover that true strength lies not in the ability to dominate others, but in the ability to govern our own emotions, turning potential conflicts into opportunities for growth and deeper connection. 8. Do not neglect your personal growth. Contemplate the most significant and enduring relationship we will have throughout life, the relationship with ourselves. He advises us, make a fortress of yourself, a powerful metaphor that invites us to build our inner being with the same dedication and meticulousness that an architect would employ in constructing an impregnable fortress. This advice resonates with a profound truth about the importance of nurturing and valuing our personal growth. In a constantly changing world, where distractions abound and external pressures are incessant, it is easy to overlook the inner work necessary to cultivate our strength, wisdom, and virtue. Investing in our self-development is an act of construction, where each effort of self-awareness, each practice of self-compassion, and each step towards virtue adds a stone to the fortress of our character. This involves a journey of continuous learning, not only academic, but also emotional and spiritual, where we recognize and embrace our flaws and limitations, while celebrating and expanding our strengths and talents. Cultivating virtue, according to Marcus Aurelius and the Stoics, is essential for living a full and meaningful life. This means practicing justice, exercising courage, maintaining temperance, and aspiring to wisdom. These are not static qualities, but rather skills that we can develop and refine over time through conscious choices and deliberate actions. Furthermore, making a fortress of oneself is also about learning to be resilient in the face of adversity, finding serenity amidst chaos, and maintaining integrity in all circumstances. It is recognizing that, while we cannot control external events, we have the power to control our response to them, choosing to act according to our principles and values. Therefore, let us dedicate time and energy to our personal growth, understanding that this is the most valuable investment we can make. Inspired by Marcus Aurelius, may we seek to build within ourselves a fortress of virtue, wisdom, and strength, not as a refuge to isolate ourselves from the world, but as a solid foundation from which we can engage with the world more authentically, compassionately, and effectively. If you're enjoying this, don't miss out on the opportunity. Purchase the ebook now, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges, and unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. Link in the pinned comment. 9. Don't live to please others. If you live according to nature, you will never be poor. If you live according to the opinions of others, you will never be rich. He invites us to reflect on what we truly value and reconsider where we put our energy and aspirations. This maxim is a powerful reminder of the trap of relentlessly seeking external approval. In a world saturated with social media and a culture that often equates worth with visibility and recognition, it's easy to fall into the relentless pursuit of validation from others. However, this pursuit is like chasing the horizon. No matter how much we advance, it will always be out of reach. Living according to nature, as Seneca suggests, is embracing an existence aligned with our essential and authentic values, recognizing the wealth that resides in simplicity, contentment, and genuine connection with the world around us. It's finding satisfaction not in possessions or the applause of others, but in harmony with our true selves and in appreciating the wonders and lessons that life offers. This approach to life encourages us to question what it truly means to be rich. Does wealth lie in the accumulation of material goods and public adulation? Or do we find greater abundance in inner peace, the freedom to be who we are, and the ability to enjoy the simple pleasures of existence? Furthermore, living according to the opinions of others is a sure recipe for discontent. Each person has their own perspective, values, and expectations, and trying to please everyone is a futile exercise that veers us away from our own journey and growth. Instead, by cultivating authenticity and integrity, we become masters of our own lives, capable of creating a legacy of meaning and purpose rather than one of mere appearance. 10. Don't forget about compassion. This ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to feel what they feel, is as fundamental as self-control in building a balanced and integral being. Imagine for a moment walking alongside someone, sensing their battles, their anguish, and their challenges. In this journey, you reach out your hand, offer a friendly shoulder, a welcoming smile, a comforting word. That's the essence of empathy. But here's an important caveat. As you embark on this journey of understanding and support, it's vital not to allow the adversities and pains of others to extinguish your own inner light. The challenge lies in balancing the scale between being a safe harbor for others and remaining firm and serene. It's not an easy task, I confess. It requires a generous dose of discernment to know when and how to offer help without getting submerged in others' storms. This ability to empathize without losing oneself is an art, And like all art, it demands practice, sensitivity, and above all, an open heart. By practicing compassion, you not only assist others on their journey, but also enrich your own, becoming a source of light and hope in a world that so desperately needs empathy. So how do you balance this complex equation between being empathetic and maintaining your own balance? The answer lies in self-awareness and awareness of our limits and capabilities. Knowing how far we can go without harming ourselves is fundamental. But remember, every gesture of understanding and every act of kindness reverberate, creating waves of positivity that can transform lives. 11. Do not ignore mortality. It is crucial not only to maintain firmness and discipline, but also to open our hearts to understanding and feeling for others. Imagine for a moment that you are walking along a road filled with challenges and discoveries. Around you, there are other travelers, each carrying their own burden of difficulties and dreams. Here, my friends, lies the essence of compassion. Compassion, that word which carries the strength of an ocean, is the elixir that smooths the edges of our journey. It's not just about holding tight to the reins of self-control. It's also about knowing when to loosen them a bit, to reach out to those in need. When we observe others' battles, not just with our eyes but with our hearts, we begin a delicate dance between offering support and protecting our own well-being. After all, each of us is a universe unto ourselves, filled with constellations of emotions and asteroids of challenges. The key is not to let the weight of the world obscure the light of the stars in our own sky. But as we navigate this sea of emotions and experiences, there is a lighthouse we cannot ignore: our mortality. Memento mori, an expression that echoes through the centuries, invites us to reflect on the ephemeral nature of our existence. Far from being a dark cloud hanging over our heads, it is a reminder to embrace life with all fervor. Every breath is a treasure, every dawn a new promise, and every encounter an opportunity to weave meaningful bonds. This reminder of our finiteness is not meant to engulf us in sadness, but to propel us to live with more intensity and meaning. It may seem paradoxical, but it is in accepting our mortality that we find the key to a fulfilling life. Facing this truth head-on challenges us to make every moment count, to love more deeply, to forgive more quickly, and to leave our mark on the world while we have the chance. 12. Do not stray from the truth, a constant companion on the Stoics' journey, a beacon that guides not only our words but also our actions. Being true to oneself and to others is one of those virtues that shape character, forging an inner fortress of integrity and confidence. Imagine, if you can, a world where every word we speak and every action we take is an authentic reflection of who we truly are. What an extraordinary place it would be, don't you think? A place where masks fall off, veils vanish, and what remains is the pure essence of humanity in its most genuine form. But, let's not deceive ourselves. Embracing the truth is not a task for the faint of heart. It requires a robust dose of courage, an iron will to stand firm, even when the waves of convenience and conformity try to drag us away from our moral compass. It's a trial by fire for the soul, burning away all that is false, leaving only the pure gold of sincerity. And why do we cling so firmly to this principle, you may ask? Because at the core of all truly meaningful relationships, whether with friends, family, or partners, lies trust. And what is trust if not belief in the word and integrity of the other? Without truth, trust dissipates like smoke in the wind, leaving only the shadows of connections that could have been. So, as we move forward, let us make honesty the soil upon which we build our lives. May every word we utter be a brick in constructing a more authentic and transparent world. And in doing so, may we discover that while the journey towards truth may be arduous, the destination is a place of unparalleled freedom, a place where we can look others in the eye, and more importantly, in the mirror, knowing that we have lived not only with honor, but with a courage that resonates through the ages. 13. Don't underestimate the impact of gratitude. Value the transformative power of acknowledging the blessings that permeate your existence. Cultivating a heart full of gratitude is like tending to an inner garden, where every gesture of appreciation blossoms into joy and contentment, even in the face of the toughest challenges. It's as if gratitude were a magical spell, capable of changing the way we see the world and tackle its ups and downs. It leads us to notice the small blessings that often go unnoticed, but when recognized, become sources of light amidst darkness. Imagine yourself walking through a forest on a sunny afternoon. You can choose to focus only on the shadows of the trees, or you can choose to admire the sunbeams filtering through the branches, lighting the path ahead. That's gratitude. It invites us to direct our attention to what brings us warmth and light, even when darkness seems to prevail. By cultivating gratitude, we're not ignoring life's difficulties, but rather choosing to look beyond them, finding reasons to smile even amidst tears. It's as if we're telling the universe, yes, I acknowledge the challenges I face, but I'm also grateful for the opportunities for growth and learning they bring. So, don't underestimate the power of gratitude. It not only fills our hearts with joy, but also strengthens us to face adversity with courage and resilience. May we always remember to cultivate this preciousness in our lives, for it is through it that we find true fulfillment and inner peace. 14. Recognize the value of forgiveness. Understand that forgiveness is not only a gift we offer to others, but also to ourselves. By practicing forgiveness, whether towards others or ourselves, we are releasing the burden of resentment that can weigh on our shoulders, allowing inner peace to flourish in our hearts. Forgiving is not about forgetting or minimizing the pain we've been caused, but rather choosing not to let that pain continue to control us. It's like opening the door of a cage and allowing the bird of peace to fly freely. When we forgive, we're acknowledging our own humanity and that of others, understanding that we all make mistakes and have our own internal battles. It's not about justifying harmful behavior, but choosing not to carry the burden of resentment forever. By releasing the weight of the past, we make room for growth, for new experiences, and for healthier, more authentic relationships. Forgiveness frees us from the chains of the past and allows us to fully live in the present. So don't forget the importance of forgiveness. Allow yourself to practice it, not only towards others, but also towards yourself. By doing so, you'll be cultivating a state of inner peace that transcends external circumstances and brings a sense of freedom and lightness to your life. This path we're on, inspired by Stoic wisdom, ain't no cakewalk. It calls for constant soul-searching, a willingness to face our weaknesses head-on and turn them into strengths. But it's a path that promises not just overcoming destructive emotions, but crafting a life marked by serenity, inner strength, and deep, meaningful relationships. As you ponder these words, we hope you, dear reader, feel a tug to embrace inner fortitude, self-control, and compassion in all your dealings. May this text serve as an invite for you to delve into the deep wellspring of wisdom Stoicism has to offer, guiding you on a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Hope you've savored every moment. Want more? Sign up now. Don't miss out on the next vids packed with knowledge and entertainment. Like, comment, share, and join our community. Hit that subscribe button and come along for the ride. Catch you later.